to Power of the Inbox. I'm Dave Meyer, delighted to have you with us. We're going to talk through tips and tricks for successful email marketing. If you've been trying and struggling with getting emails and on-demand marketing to your clients and customers, this is the presentation for you. And thank you very much for joining us today. I want to cover a few things, but first, wanted to invite you to send an email to me at dave@bizzyweb.com if you would like today's PowerPoint presentation. You can also give us a call at 612-424-9990 if you have any questions, or if something that you've heard today tips something and you decide you want to get some professional help. We are always here to help you. And as we go through, I wanted to share one additional thing. With our YouTube Live webinar today, when you click on the play button, you're not getting the entire thing. So if you're watching from this little window on the home screen by pressing this play button, you're missing a little bit. So if you click on this page, you're not getting the entire thing. So if you're watching, you can ask questions in the live chat of the webinar. So if you actually go over here and I'll click under say something and ask a question here. If you want to ask us any questions, we'd love to answer those questions for you, and that's how you can ask a question during today's event. Thanks very much. Again, go from the webinar window, and right on the bottom here, you're just going to click on the YouTube channel link. So if you click on this link as highlighted, it's going to take you into this window, and then you can ask a question just by typing in there. And I'll be checking throughout today's event just once in a while to make sure that we don't have any questions. We have a ton of folks that are signed up to watch today. Thank you all very much for joining us, and let's get down to business. First, you know me. I'm Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. I am the president of our company, and our little company is a digital marketing agency located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We do email marketing. Of course, we're the #1 constant contact provider in the state. We do social media marketing, Google ads, Facebook ads, search engine optimization, content writing for our clients, and of course, web design. Here's some examples of our WordPress powered web designs. And what we really specialize in is taking the digital strategy that you need to push your business forward and making it do more for you. So for example, inside of our websites, you can publish on your website and have that website publish on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and much more. So if you are interested in talking about that, again, I'll give you a couple chances during today's event, but let us know if you need any help. All right, so first, when we're talking about email marketing, it's important to have our definitions straight. So what is email marketing? Well, it's delivering professional email communications to an interested audience containing information the recipient finds valuable that looks great in any inbox. Now, there's a few areas of distinction inside of here that you may notice are different from the infamous spam. Spam is the opposite of any of these. Spam is not professional. It's delivering messages mostly to an uninterested audience, so to someone that doesn't have any connection to your business. And it's delivering content or information that isn't valuable and that probably looks crummy in the inbox. So we're going to show you how to do professional email marketing today. And what can email do for you? Well, of course, it can drive revenue and profit. Here's a quote from Irene Schmoller with Cotton Clouds. Every time I send an email, I get a sale in 15 minutes. Overall, I get up to 4 times as many sales with these newsletters than I did with my old ones, and they've gone from about $50 per order to $100. It can also increase awareness. The emails, says Brandon Stewart, the emails are an important reinforcement of the brand. I get calls from people I've never met all the time. They get the newsletter, or a friend of theirs gets the newsletter, and they know I'm the person to call. It really helps establish credibility up front. And this is really cool for professional services organizations, including real estate agents. So you might think that email wouldn't work for some folks, but sending a connected and thoughtful message to your likely referral sources is a great way to keep growing your business. And let's talk about repeat business. Christine says it's definitely been the easiest way to reach people. If we have a slower day and we know that we want to reach a local people, we can create a quick email and we'll get at least a few calls right away. What a great way to generate new business for Allegria Spa. So we all need to harness the power of the inbox. I feel like I'm a little salesy here, but are you ready? Of course, if you are ready, hang on. And if you're not, my goodness, go somewhere else because we're going to get crazy with email. Here we go. We're going to talk through the following today. First, why email marketing? You got a taste of that already. Harnessing the power of the inbox, what to do to generate more business using your inbox. Growing a healthy list, creating great content, designing beautiful mobile-friendly template that matches your brand. We're going to talk about how important mobile responsiveness is now, and then getting your email opened, and finally, tracking results. We're going to put it all together at the end, and then we're going to set you off on your way. This presentation should probably take about 45 minutes. I hope you have your lunch ready or some handy snacks along because this is going to be a fun ride. All right, first, why email marketing? First, pop quiz. What's the #1 app on smartphones today? Is it Facebook? Is it, oh geez, any of those apps or games that are out there? Nah, it's email. More than half of all emails are opened on a mobile device. All emails. That's a lot of emails. More people own a cell phone than own a toothbrush. And so it's probably easier that we're talking to people via cell phone versus face-to-face. Email marketing is really and truly hard to beat. When you look at the sheer stats, 91% of people check their email daily, and 88% regularly check email on their smartphones. Contrast that with the edge rank on Facebook pages. If 1,000 people like your Facebook page, you're probably going to see about 20 of those people that are actually going to see your message. That's a 2% conversion rate, a 2% edge rank, and that's not nearly as good as 88%. And it's reliable. Email gets delivered 90+% of the time. So Facebook, we just talked about, reaches 2% of your fans. And email works everywhere. So why is that important to your business? Well, email marketing has a 3x conversion rate than social media. For every buck spent on email marketing, there's an average $44.25 average ROI. That's according to Pew Research, Forrester, Forbes, Salesforce, and Constant Contact. So it's obvious that this stuff works, and first impressions absolutely matter. What are they going to do? What are they going to see when they visit your site, when they see you first? Your first impression should be impressive. It should look great. You should have lots of options for connecting, and it shouldn't be daunting. Your job is to make it as simple as possible for people to find you, to get to know you, and to want to do business with you. So the droopy on the left and the fancy on the right? It's the difference between the left and the right on this page. A regular email from Outlook or Gmail or whatever tends to be kind of boring. It has all kinds of names on it up at the top. It's from a person. And, you know, this message actually on the left, it's not too bad. It says, stay cool when it's hot. You know, that's pretty decent as a subject line. But look at the middle section. Hi, Tanya. Have you checked us out lately? Our bike shop has the latest in summer season trends. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm not going to take the time to read that. However, on the right side, new safety gear for kids. Why is bicycle safety so important? Newest items at Southside Cycling, and shop now with a big button on the main section. How about that? That's easy. So regular email doesn't work for all of the following. You have limited sending opportunities. You can only send about 20 or 30 at a time before things start getting suspicious, according to ISPs. You don't have any real formatting control. You can do some bold and maybe some green or red or something in your text. It's susceptible to filters. Constant Contact in particular has a spam check feature that'll identify words, phrases, and colorings that are likely indicative of spam and that are likely to trigger spam filters. And they don't have any cohesive branding. This doesn't look like Southside Cycling. The other one definitely does, though. There's potential for spam complaints, and the real rough part is if enough people report your email or mark it as spam, your emails won't go through. It gets doubly bad for a lot of small businesses that host their email on their web server, because if your website and your email server are on the same IP address and your website gets blacklisted by an ISP, your website disappears to the world or to those people. And of course, you don't have any tracking or reporting. It's just impossible to see who opened it. I don't know if Tammy Downs opened that message, but I would know in Constant Contact if she did, and I would know what she did and when she did it. So, email marketing best practices that make you look great include providing great templates. You can reinforce your brand identity. You can handle subscriptions, which is important for the Can-Spam Act. You need to be able to unsubscribe with a click. You can ensure the email delivery. The emails that go out from Constant Contact go out in a range of IP addresses. I know I'm getting a little bit geeky here, but when you're sending out from one IP address all at once, that IP is going to get loaded down and or susceptible to getting flagged for spam. With Constant Contact, they send in small chunks from different IP addresses, and that lets the emails stay deliverable. In a recent comparison between MailChimp and Constant Contact was far more deliverable. I believe the numbers are as close to like 18% more emails go through from Constant Contact than any other service provider. And of course, you can obey the law. And who doesn't like obeying the law? So we know why. Now let's get into what. How to harness the power of the inbox. First, of course, you need to grow a healthy list. The list is all about how and where you ask. And here's something fun. If you're interested, give us a Google. If you search for BizzyWeb and 60 ways to grow your list, you will find a YouTube video of one of BizzyWeb's clients, world champion auctioneer Bobby D. Ellert, doing 60 ways to grow your list in 60 seconds. We challenged him. He's an auctioneer. He talks real fast, and he was able to get it all done. It's actually intelligible the entire way through. So go ahead and search that on BizzyWeb.com if you're interested. Or again, if you send that email to me, I will send you a link to that video. But you have to ask people to join you. Here's the importance of permission. First, when you're looking at email marketing, there's legislation in US and Canada that governs how we can email customers and prospects. It's called the Can-Spam Act in the US. First, you need to get express consent. Ask for permission in all touch points of your sales process. This could be a checkbox when someone's buying on your website, or simply asking a question in a face-to-face interaction. Being straightforward. When you ask for permission to take advantage of the opportunity to set a couple expectations, you can tell them how often you'll be sending to their inbox, and also the type of content they should expect. If you do this well and follow through, you'll have a lot more success. Next, offer opt-outs. Make sure you have an option to let your contacts unsubscribe in every email that you send. This is super easy in email marketing tools like Constant Contact. It's just part of the tool. Respect their privacy. Posting your privacy policy is a great way to set your contacts or potential contacts at ease when they're joining your list. It helps them feel free that their data is protected. And again, this is something that email service providers like Constant Contact specialize in. You can also, of course, be legally compliant with Can-Spam in the US, CASL in Canada. It's just important. There's a big distinction, and our clients ask us this a lot. You simply cannot buy email names and addresses and expect it to turn out. It's illegal. It's just bad business. And yes, there are some ways that you can do it and some ways to work around it, but it's in general throwing bad money after a bad idea. It's tempting, and it's always easy to think that there's a get rich quick button or click that you can do. But sadly, the best way to reach people, and actually this isn't a sad thing, this is a good thing. The best way to reach people is to be helpful. And so if you can focus on great content, great connections, and just do it the right way, and this is impossible to do wrong inside of Constant Contact, you'll be well on your way. So where to ask? Well, geez, ask everywhere you're online. Check out your social media accounts. So on this account's Facebook page, or actually this is the website, you can click and just join our email list. There's an easy button that has it built right in. Also says in the upper right here, subscribe to the Building Aspirations newsletter. So if you go there, click to join our email list, that's easy to do. Also, takes you, when you click to that list, a very, very simple form. Get the name or the email address, first, last name, phone number, and how'd you learn about us. I'd be, if you were worried about it or if you don't see enough conversions, I'd be tempted to back out how'd you learn about us too, because you're asking people to take too many steps. And then finally, you can send them a confirmation note that just says, hey, thank you very much for subscribing. Best practice to include a little thank you video. Could be 30, 45 seconds, just saying, thank you very much, and here's what to expect. Of course, do that via email or via text, but if you have a little bit of time and attention, go ahead and send a video. All you need to do is your video camera on your laptop or your phone. Just push something together, publish it out to YouTube, embed it on your video that comes in a thank you note, and you're good. So, and then everything else. You can, there's tons of ideas on how to grow your email marketing list. You could check out events. You could use QR codes. QR codes are actually getting easier again. I was pretty bearish on QR codes for a long time, but Apple's iOS just announced that they're going to be completely embedding QR codes into the camera app. So all you need to do is hold up your camera at a app. You don't have to launch anything special or separate anymore. Android already has a bunch of ways that you can do that, but everything's going to get more integrated. QR codes are special use times, and then you can take out and do things. Basically, if you need people to go to a URL that's hard to type, QR codes are a decent option. I kind of like text marketing for that as well. You can do sidewalk signs. You can do unchecked boxes. So just leaving a sign-up sheet at your front desk or your register, or hand it around at an event. A fishbowl, hey, drop your business card in and we'll buy you lunch, or we'll pick somebody to buy lunch for, or just, leave out your card and drop it in. And really, the trick is just to ask. So if you're in the US and using Constant Contact, text to join option is absolutely a super fun way that you can do this. I'm going to show you an example of that at the end, and you're absolutely welcome to try it by texting BizzyWeb. But here's how it works. If you go into the Constant Contact tools, you can simply choose a keyword. In this case, it's Salon Bella. And then you send your request message. Hi, please respond with an email address in order to join our mailing list. And then select the contact list that it wants to go to and send them a thank you message after they send. What does that look like? So Salon Bella, subscribe for $10 off. Text Salon Bella to 22828. Interestingly enough, if you text Bizzy, B-I-Z-Z-Y, to 22828, it'll take you to BizzyWeb's email newsletter. So give it a shot if you're interested, but text B-I-Z-Z-Y to 22828 to give it a shot. What'll happen then? You enter in that Salon Bella to the 22828, and then you get a quick note back. If you want to use QR codes, you can sign up with a QR code. So you can download the QR code to use on signs, brochures, business cards, and more. So you could throw this at your booth at a trade show. You could put it on that same sidewalk sign. You can put it in a brochure if it's easier for people to connect that way. And it actually would be a little bit easier if they were just trying to join your email list rather than going to the longer message. And then what happens, you just print that out. People type it, or people take a snapshot of it, and it takes them right to the sign up. Super simple, super easy. And it looks like Southside Cycling needs to charge their phone battery. All right. Also, don't forget to give them a reason to join your list and let them know when to expect it. So, are you going to provide ongoing education, some sort of VIP preference. You'll get first crack at our upcoming events, better seating, better prices, insider news, might be ebooks or white papers, special updates about you and your business, discounts, of course. The number one reason that people unsubscribe is irrelevant content. So tell them what to expect when they sign up, and then they'll remember, hopefully, that that's what they signed up for and why, and they'll stay connected with you. I'm going to stop for just a second because we're going to go into creating great content. Just going to make sure we don't have any big questions. If you have a question, go ahead and enter it right here. Here's how it looks. Enter your questions here. I misspelled questions, but hey, what the heck. And let's keep going because we don't have any yet. So if you want to get great results with your email marketing, one of the things you need to do is give them a reason. You need to talk about what your readers are interested in, not you. Just the same thing as your website or any social media posts or any cocktail party for that matter. The people that just sit there and talk about themselves all night long aren't the interesting ones. The people that have interesting anecdotes that make you want to ask why and engage you in conversation are the places to go. So focus on being relevant to them. Figure out how much is enough content. Let me give you a quick hint. It's probably less than you think. You want to go for less versus more. Turn questions into content. You already have a ton of frequently asked questions, so use those to your advantage. And images, don't forget, are content too, as well as videos. Again, write for your audience, not for you. This is what your audience feels like when you're sending out messages that they don't care about. 38% of email recipients will unsubscribe if they think the content in your email is boring or irrelevant. When a person unsubscribes, you won't be able to communicate with them again. And 32% will send irrelevant content to their spam folder. That's really bad. So you might get all of your subsequent messages filtered automatically into spam if enough people spam your content. And like I mentioned, if you're just using a regular email like Outlook and enough people send it to spam, you're not going to get your emails through at all, and your website might not even show up. So it's about writing for your audience. Remember that your audience has specific questions and information. When you think about the conversations you've had with your clients, customers, and members, after an interaction, jot some ideas down for your next email and pick a couple ideas to highlight in each email. Your email shouldn't be telling recipients every single thing you should do, and it shouldn't include lots of other random info. How much is enough? Well, it's probably less than you think. So as you think about this, let's talk about it. How often do you look forward to reading a long, detailed email from a business? Never, right? So if you're looking for something concise and easy to read, what's the news? What are the details of the deal or sale? Is there any action that I need to take? And that's what you should think about when creating your own emails. When it comes to email, less is more always. We're talking about 20 lines of text or less in any given chunk and 3 pictures or less on that sentence. So don't put too much content in. It just sets people up. And especially if you're looking on a phone, if you see all kinds of content and all kinds of busy things all over the page, you're much less likely to take that next step. What people are asking themselves when they look at your email, when they read your subject line before they even open your email, is should they open it now, later, or never? We know about now. Now is our absolute champion. That's what we want to go for. Never, of course, we don't want to have, but later is the Minnesota Nice version of never. Think about it. You never open up an email that you put aside for later because you have another 300 emails in your inbox by the time you get back to it. So when you think about clicks, it goes down dramatically by the amount of clicks that you're asking people to take. So one link, one click gives you the most response. So if you shoot for 1, it's all the way up here. If you get down to 2, you can see how it starts dipping kind of down. 3 is a steep decline. It's getting down there. And then 5 or more, it gets down into almost no clicks at all. So if you're asking people to do too many things, if you have a long newsletter and you're asking people to subscribe for 8 different things on one message, you're going to get almost zero response. If, however, you send out a message that has one purpose, one thing you're asking them to do, one next step that you want to take, your options are going to be much higher and you're going to see a much better conversion rate. And let's talk about questions. If you have questions like, how do I ensure my pipes won't burst this winter? Can I deduct the mileage I drive for volunteering? Or how do I get more people to attend my events? You can turn that into content super crazily easy. 5 ways to protect your pipes this winter. Your top 3 mileage deduction questions. And 10 ways to increase event attendance. Look at those answers. Notice something that's in common with all of them? They'll have numbers in them. People seem to love numbers in subject lines. It just gives them an easy way to gauge how much content they're in for. 5 ways to protect your pipes this winter? Perfect. I can handle 5. I've got enough time for that. 3 mileage deduction questions? Okay, got it, great. Top 10 ways to increase event attendance? It's a little bit deep, but I can handle that. I could use 10 new ways. So it gives people a super easy way to gauge what kind of content they're in for. And don't forget about images. 90% of the information people process is visual. So, working with photos, first, of course, choose the right size, avoid copyright issues, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Use your own photos wherever possible, or find stock photos. And I'm going to give you a couple of links in a second. The reason not to just go to Google image search and grab content is well illustrated in an example that I had from a client of mine. This client had a picture of a hamster in a wheel that they put in an email and they sent out and posted on their website as part of the event registration. All went fine, except for about 6 months later, he got an email from Getty Images saying, thank you very much for using our image. We're sure you didn't realize that that was in violation of our copyright, but since we're sure that you didn't mean any harm by it, here's an invoice for $1,500 so that you can pay us for the image that you stole. Obviously, that didn't go over very well. We were able to negotiate with Getty down to, I think it was like $150 or something, but obviously not a great thing. Images done by stock photo companies, actually one of their biggest methods of charging new money and making money is to just leave their images out on the web and then sue people or send them invoices whenever they use those images. Your answer is to use free stock photo image plots like Big Stock, or my favorite, let me just back up a second, or my favorite, which isn't written in here, PhotoPin, PhotoPin. PhotoPin includes Creative Commons licensed imagery that you can search for by either nonprofit or for-profit. And as long as you attribute the image source, you can use those images free of charge. It's at photopin.com. It tells you how to do it. It's super easy. Go ahead and give it a shot. All right, so communicating through content. First, make your images clickable. Great Vacation Retreats in this space is the logo for this business. So that should be a link back to the homepage of the website or of the business. So go ahead and do that. Make sure that all of your key action is above the scroll. Include your call to action above the scroll, and that in this case is view listings for the Kauai Vacation Special. And then, of course, limit their choices. If you gave them 15 choices, if you gave them more than 3, as we know, the likelihood that they're going to take any step is next to nothing. So just give them 1, maybe 2 options to take. So now let's design a beautiful mobile-friendly template that matches your brand. Now, this is really, really simple if you take a second to think about what works for you and your business and what you respond positively to in your business. So if I'm looking, I need to put my logo in front and center. I need to optimize for mobile devices, and I need to ensure consistent branding. At the left is what Strong Women, Strong Girls website looks like. And on the right, of course, is their email. Same colors, same logo. Your logo should be front center, and your content, your colors, and your tone should be the same throughout. You want to be consistent. You You want to use images that are the same across your website, your Facebook page, any social media accounts, and your emails. And of course, use similar language. Match your brand to what you say. At BizzyWeb, we're not overly formal, so we don't talk about all kinds of jargon and click-through rates and mobile viewports and data analysis and regressions and all that stuff. What we talk about is generate buzz without getting stung. So if you look in our emails, and if you're already subscribed, which is a good shot you are, having stuff out there that's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, that's a little bit fun, and that doesn't take itself too seriously is where BizzyWeb's brand is. Make sure that your brand matches how you are in your business. So there's 3 ways that we can connect out. On newsletters, you can stay top of mind, you can send news or updates, and you can inform and educate. You could send announcements. You can share new products, invite people to a special event, or ask for feedback. And you can send out promotions, of course, provide exclusive content, offer deals or coupons, and of course, ask for feedback. Notice that that's the same across both sides. The more you can get your customers, clients, and prospects talking to you, the more likely it is that they will actually want to do business with you. A simple recipe for success: 1 single column template. And Constant Contact makes this really easy. You're just going to search for mobile responsive templates. They're all single column. Fewer than 3 images on any given email. And then fewer than 20 lines of text total in the message. So note here, summer yoga class schedules. Summer's only a few weeks away, blah, blah, blah. Sign up today. Yoga for kids every weekday at 10, and check it out, and they have another registration there. No more than 3 to 5 links total on that site. Doesn't include the social media links that are probably at the bottom of every email you send. Doesn't include your homepage link that's up at the top. So Half Moon Yoga Studio would be not counted in that. We're looking at unique things. So on this particular email right here inside of our view, we have view videos on our website and sign up today. That's 2 links. And then put all that action above the scroll line. Super simple, super easy to forget, so don't forget to do it. All right, let's talk next about how to get your email opened. We do have some questions. Cheryl, thank you very much. We're constantly being told short is better, yet we produce a more traditional e-news and miss the table of contents or locking of items in 3rd gen. Any suggestions for those of us with longer emails, which is what Constant Contact started with? And Cheryl said, not true, and that's the issue. Our readership likes longer emails with an e-news format. So Cheryl, that's amazing, and thank you very much for that feedback. So yes, if you've found that your clients like longer, what you're going to want to do is submit the stuff that they're expecting. So the table of contents and locking them down, you're right, it has been excised in 3rd gen. There are some ways that you can do that. One of the things that you can do, and actually I would encourage you to just give us a call because I'm going to get a little bit too technical if I talk too far into it, but just having a few calls to action right at the top and doing it via a simple HTML, just adding a few links that says, here are the top 3 things that you need to know, and then driving people down through. One person that I really know and like that does a great job with email marketing is Dave Pell of Next Draft. He has a very long newsletter that he sends out every single day, and it's basically today's news. But he does a brilliant job of it. He's got a drop down, and he actually uses an app to get some things out on that. So Cheryl, thank you very much for that question, and feel free to keep launching questions, and I'll check back at the next section break. So thank you very much. So next, we need to get our emails opened now that we've got all that great content in them. So there's 4 reasons for people to pay attention to their messages. First, they recognize the sender. It shouldn't be from sales at your business. Likewise, it shouldn't be from some random person that they've never heard of. Ideally, it's probably the person that they've already heard of or talked to in your business. If you subscribe to emails from BizzyWeb, you're going to hear from either Dave, me, or Jen, who is our Director of Marketing and Events. She's the person most people talk to in events, and I'm the person that delivers most of those events, so that's how that works. You want a compelling subject line. We're going to go into a little bit more detail on compelling subject lines in a second. You want to have great timing. The likelihood that people are going to view your message is directly proportionate to where your message stands in the order of the outbox or the inbox when they visit. So if your message is right on top because it was the most recent thing sent, much higher likelihood that they're going to give it a shot and click it. If it's the 38th email that they have to get through that morning, they're probably going to run out of time and they're going to do that terrible later thing and they might not get to your message at all. And then also easy social options. For some reason, this is a magical thing. If you have lots of links to social networks and mention share and connect and good steps and good things to do, people are much more likely to do anything with you. So if you just have an email and you don't have any social media links, or if you just have social media and you don't have an email, it seems that the results are much worse than the two put together. It's like peanut butter and jelly, works better together. So who sent it? How do people know you at your company best? You want to make your from name and your from email recognizable. Think about how you're already connecting on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, and YouTube. For our example, everything that we do is BizzyWeb. If you go to LinkedIn, it's linkedin.com/company/BizzyWeb. Instagram, it's BizzyWeb. Twitter, BizzyWeb. Pinterest, BizzyWeb. Facebook, BizzyWeb. YouTube, BizzyWeb. So keep it simple, keep it consistent. And in email, you want to have a name associated with it. So we call it, it usually comes from Dave at BizzyWeb. And I don't even say Dave Meyer most of the times. We test it, and if I just say Dave at BizzyWeb, it usually works a little bit better than Dave Meyer from BizzyWeb. So look at that. Also, if you need to send to a reply to address, make sure that reply to address doesn't sound too overly salesy. Sending to sales at your company is a lot crummier than hello at or member relations at or whatever. Just make sure that it's something that fits your marketing, your brand, and that's as easy to connect with as low barrier to entry as possible. So when you think about this, there's all kinds of people in the world, and more than a third of people open an email based on the subject line alone. So when you think about the importance of subject lines, you need to be clear, be clever, and of course, be concise. So think about what you're doing. When you put this in, your logo or your thing here, you're browsing this on, looks like a tablet of some sort. From Half Moon Yoga is who it's from. Acro Yoga at 11,000 feet. You in? Well, I don't know. Sure, it sounds fun. So it'd be much better than July newsletter, right? So size matters. Keep your subject lines short. You want to shoot for 30 to 40 characters, 6 to 10 words max, and then think about your pre-header text. And let's talk about pre-header text for a second, because not a lot of people get this. And I still get emails from competitors and other folks that I keep gently reminding that just do this wrong. The pre-header text is the little message that people are likely to see inside of the message, right underneath the subject line. So in this case, it's aspire to higher ground. Join us for this monumental experience, details below. That looks like this in the inbox of your phone. So subject line, Acro Yoga at 10,000 feet, you in? Aspire to higher ground, join us for this. So it has the action right in there. Now contrast that versus one of my former clients who I keep gently reminding to fix this, but it says Bob's Plumbing, not his real name, not his real company, Bob's monthly newsletter. And then it says where pre-header text should go, use this text to customize your email. Completely forgot to modify the custom text. So every message that he sends looks like he's typing with his elbows and has no idea what he's doing with messaging and marketing. So take that time. It's super, super easy in email marketing and with email marketing tools like Constant Contact to use that pre-header text well. Customize the message to make sure that you're reaching people and giving it the best possible shot to get opened. You need to choose your words carefully. Here's some guaranteed words to tip off spam filters or at least turn off your clients. Act now, click, free, urgent. income, money, save, all that stuff might be valuable in your messaging, but it sounds spammy. You want to watch it. You want to be careful because a lot of spam filters will block any of these. And actually, the bigger and bolder they are, the more likely in this note that they are to tip off the spam filters. So just be original, be yourself. Tell people what they should care about, why they should care about it, and the next step they should take. Timing is, of course, everything. So how often should you send? Well, just keep the promises that you made. So for Carol's example, she probably has a lengthier email that she sends out once a month. That's expected. And if you promise them in the first email or in the response, the thank you letter that you give them, that you're going to send a monthly email that has deeper dives on what's happening at your organization, that should be what you deliver. If you're worried about how you're going to get all of this done and that you might not be able to make a set schedule, then just start small. You know, do a couple of paragraphs once a month and just stick to it. Just set your timer, put it on your calendar, say I'm going to spend 30 minutes to get something out to my clients every month or to my prospects, and make sure that you just deliver that consistently. And then coordinate timing across your channels, making sure that your Facebook, your website, your Twitter, and of course your emails are all going out at appropriate times. And the best part about this is that the tools will tell you. When you're thinking about day and time, generally the best times for most businesses are Monday to Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., but you need to test this to make sure. Constant Contact does this cool thing where it actually takes your list and looks at when your actual people on your list have opened your messages in the past, and they will send that message when they tend to be most active. So you can just set it to automatic. You click it, and then sometime within the next couple of days, Constant Contact will send that message when it knows most people are likely to be active in their inbox. Generally, you can go by a few rules of thumb. For restaurants, it might be Monday at 7 a.m. Accountants and financial advisors, Tuesday, 6 a.m. Want to be right at the top of the thing when they get in. Hotels, inns and beds and breakfasts, Wednesday, 7 a.m. Religious orgs, Thursday at noon. People are thinking about what they're doing over the weekend. And then arts and crafts, again, people thinking about the weekend, 5 a.m. on Fridays. It's the first thing people see when they get into the office, and they're already thinking about what they're going to be doing this weekend, so they think about arts and crafts. And then remember that emails with social media buttons increase click-through rates by 158%. So right here in the upper right-hand corner, we have those magical little buttons that show all of the clients of Bisque Imports that this company is on Facebook. They're on Instagram, Pinterest, Blogger, and YouTube. So having those magical little buttons, for some reason, increases click-through rates by 158%. The some reason in that is that it's social proof. And so if you see that there's other tools that you use or that you like, you're like, oh, I'm on Facebook. I love that. I'll check it out. You're much more likely to check on that free shipping or connect up with this message if you see a network that you like and that you work with. So let's go down to tracking your results. Now, here's the thing with marketing and measuring. If you're not measuring, you're not marketing. Don't guess. Use metrics to know where you're going. The metrics that matter include what people are doing, what the click-through rates are, who's visiting, what time they're visiting. Not necessarily email list or on Facebook. It's not necessarily the amount of likes that you get, but it's really what you're asking them to do. As you think about your digital marketing strategy, you're trying to convince people to take some specific next step that's going to guide them into your sales funnel or into your process. It might be attending an event to connect up and to get familiar with you, to fill out a form, and then to attend a class, and then to become a client, right? That's kind of what ours is loosely. But you can use the data that you collect to make good decisions. And as you look at those decisions, again, in email, what you're looking to focus on is the click-through rate, not the open rate. Click-throughs are where all of the magic is. It's easy to open, but you don't really learn much from opens. Here's a little bit on opens. First, opens are a way to gauge interest and to see how well received your subject lines were, maybe also to determine your best time. In this case, people were looking at this message 30% of the time. Here's the people that opened it. So 30% open rate, 48% is your average, so it's not as good as normal. So we might want to look at why that open rate was lower than normal. Industry averages are from 8 to 28%. I don't know what these guys are doing to get a 48% open rate. They probably have they have 98 contacts, so that's one thing. They're probably only sending to their best buddies. Click-throughs are where the magic happens. You can measure your actual success and identify engaged readers via click-through rate. Industry average on click-throughs is lower. It's 5 to 18%. Again, 8% click-through rate in this message on a 54% average. Notice also that Constant Contact has a helpful little link to increase your average by clicking it or by clicking on that link. And then you can also compare against your industry with a single click inside of those results. Super simple, super easy way to take the next step. People that didn't open, well, you found people that aren't engaged, so you want to figure out ways to re-engage them. Try something new, something slightly different, might be a different time, might be a better contact or subject line. Figure out what's going on and test. Industry averages on do not opens are 72 to 92%. And then opt-outs. This is where you collect feedback on what's not working. You've done something naughty in that opt-out. Either it was too many messages, it was clear that that person just wasn't interested in what they wanted. Maybe you hit the wrong tone and they'd unsubscribed. But when you get that, you can actually collect some feedback from them through the tool. There's an option to tell us why you're unsubscribing. Take that information and treat it like the miracle it is. You have people telling you what you're doing wrong. Stop doing those things. Industry average on opt-outs is less than 1%. So, if you get some, don't take it personally. Some people are just cleaning out their inboxes and different priorities over different times. So you can't take it personally. I actually had a realtor call me and say, "Why did you unsubscribe from my email?" I was like, "Well, A, because you're creepy and I'm not interested in working with you at all anymore. Stop and leave me alone." Finally, there's bounces. Bounces are bad email addresses. What you're going to do with bounces is pay attention to them and use them to clean up your email lists. So if Jason Casper at Platinum Strategies, maybe Jason moved jobs and so his email went away. This one showed up as undeliverable, so there was something weird there. Shown Max was non-existent. That probably means that Max deleted his max at max18@gmail.com. So you can look at that and go into it. And so the bounces are absolutely what you need to figure out. And about 2 to 4% of messages show up as bounced. And so the undeliverable ones you can hang on to for a while. But of course, the non-existent ones, why keep them around? It doesn't help. And again, right inside of Constant Contact, they tell you how do I reduce future bounces. Note also here that they've displayed recommended for removal. So when you click that, you can select all in the upper left, and then you click remove emails, and boom, they're gone. So if you have low metrics, so if you don't have a lot of opens or if you don't have a lot of clicks, make sure on low opens that you have a recognizable from name, write interesting subject lines, and send emails at the right time. Look at when that timing is. Maybe let Constant Contact choose for you. If you don't have many clicks, make sure that you have a strong call to action. Maybe you're putting too much stuff in there and it's overwhelming people. Keep your email short and send targeted emails. Carol's email that she had with people that were deep readers of her content, that's a great targeted list. But brand new people that subscribe might not be as interested in that. So you might want to send a more abridged or abbreviated version of your newsletter for brand new people, and then give them the option for more in-depth content further down the road. If you have high opens on the other side, keep on with the best time of day, identify the best keywords that you had, and segment your super fans and give them something to say thank you. We have probably 24 people at BizzyWeb that click on every single thing we do. We love them, and we have just kind of touch bases with them regularly. These are the folks that tend to show up. They're the 1,000 true fans that Kevin Kelly tends to talk about. So use those folks and connect with them and do something to thank them, because they're fantastic for you and your business. If you have high clicks in a message, format your links to stand out, offer those links preferred content, and segment super clickers. Again, the people that are likely to click on everything that you do, give them a reason and say thanks by giving them something special. So for click-throughs, as we look at this, people are clicking on this. I'm looking at my engaging email. I clicked on it, and then I see a 10% click-through rate. I see this, and now I know what those links were. So my unique clicks, mindbodyonline.com/online booking is where 57% of those went. Most people wanted to subscribe to the online booking tool. So that was fantastic. We also had some Pinteresters, and we also had some page visits on our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube account. So that's all good stuff to know, but really what it's telling us is that the absolute call to action did its work. You can actually view the people that clicked. And so if I click on that 12, I can see who clicked on my message. And here's the fun thing. I can click on that link in the upper left-hand corner, and I can make all of these people into a special list. So everyone that subscribed or that clicked on that attend event, I can send them up or set them up as future attendee events or future event attendees. And I can say, thank you for your interest in our events. Here's a special event for members only. You can target people based on interest. And again, just like I said, you can click that, and then you can create a list or add them to a list. So let's put this all together. We're getting up on the end of the time. I should check back to make sure we don't have any more questions. Cheryl, thank you for your questions. And if anyone else does have questions, we still have a lot of folks on. So make sure to send those in, and I'll give you one more way to connect with us. Here again is what an ideal email looks like. First, short subject line. Add yoga to your summer to-do list. 8 words, 35 characters is about average. Keep it short, concise, and tell people why they should care right away. Include your business name in the from name text. So Half Moon Yoga might want to be Dave at BizzyWeb, might want to be Dave Meyer at BizzyWeb, might want to be whoever your company is most recognizable to the people that subscribe. Write your pre-header text to entice readers. Again, is your summer all work and no play? Do something for yourself this summer. Check out our new schedule below. Make your logo clickable to your website. So when you click Half Moon Yoga Studio, it should go back to your web page. And then communicate through images and make those images clickable. Keep to 3 or fewer images. And as we scroll up, less is more. Focus on relevant content. About 20 lines of text is all you're going to want. Include a clear call to action above the scroll line, and minimize the number of links. 1 is best, and after 3, it drops off significantly. Again, in Carol's version, or in Carol's email, she has deep readers that are highly engaged. So she's doing what she needs to. Let your analytics, let your reader viewership tell you the story and guide it from there. Apply your brand colors. Make sure that you're connecting with people and that everybody gets that it's you. And then use social media buttons, because it increases the click-through rate on anything by about 158%. Small business marketing is all about nurturing relationships, delivering on your promise, and getting measurable results. This is all stuff that you can do, and that's really easy to do once you get the power of the inbox. You have the advantage. You have a connection to your customers. The 3 things to get started: get your contact list together. Again, send me an email if you'd like a link, or just Google 60 ways to grow your list, BizzyWeb, and create and hit send. Just try it and watch and see what happens. You really can do this. It's not bad, it's not tough, and it's easy. If you would like to join or start a Constant Contact account, I can get you 60 days for free. Or if you'd like 3 months for, I believe it's $5 a month, just send me a note and let me know, because this is easy, but it's only easy when you have the right tools. Here's how to find out more about BizzyWeb and us. Go to BizzyWeb.com/events. This is our month of digital. So we have 7 more events coming up that I'd love to have you attend and check out this month. We want to make sure that you have a rock and roll summer. And so go ahead and attend our stuff. Go to BizzyWeb.com/events. We have a full calendar coming up. And then if you'd like a buzz report, which is an in-depth marketing analysis of your business, go to BizzyWeb.com/buzz. This is an automated tool that will look at your website and how well optimized it is against the keyword that matters most for your business. I promised this before. If you text BIZZY to 22828, you'll get joined on our email list, and you'll keep up with all of the events that we have coming. We send one thing a week, and every 4th week, we send a little bit more in depth with a funny and engaging video and a little bit more detail on how to grow and do your business better. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Again, send an email to dave@bizzyweb.com if you would like today's PowerPoint slides. Would love to send that to you, but I need to know that you want them in order for me to do it. So get a hold of us this way. Again, I am Dave Meyer at BizzyWeb. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. And remember, at BizzyWeb, we help you generate buzz without getting stung. Have a great day.